Right. We are live. Gotta make sure and take a listen here, but I think we are live. If I can get, let's see. Yes, I am live. Hey, everybody. My name is Aaron, and this is, well, it's a live stream, but if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, welcome. This is episode, I don't remember what episode it is, 5 or 6 of my Out of the Park Baseball 24 playthrough with the Chicago White Sox over here on GM Games. And I'm going to take a couple of minutes here and not really do anything. We're going to wait for potentially some people to filter into the chat before we get started. I always start a little bit soon, a little bit early, because I want to make sure that I don't screw things up, which is a distinct possibility. So we are live. We are almost ready for, well, we are about ready for opening day of year 3, right? Year 3. We went 80 and 82 in year 1. We went 79 and 83 in year 2. Made a little bit of money last year, which allowed us to do some stuff in the off season. If you take a look at our transactions log and we go back to October of 24, nothing there. November 2024, you got all your ARB numbers. And this is, again, for anybody maybe who is just watching the video for the first time. Nothing in October, except we brought in RJ Harrison. I don't know that we're going to keep him for 5 years. And I think I just crashed the game. I did just crash the game. So give me just a second here. We will load the game back up. So that bug is still there where you, if you click on a coach, if you click on a coach's name from outside of the coach's screen, it crashes the game. Qualid, you watch the Cubs game, fingers crossed that the third baseman develops. I've had bad luck with prospects in that one so far, so I'm not overly optimistic, but we'll see. All right, we're back. So yeah, I signed a new trainer. A new scout. I don't anticipate that he'll live out that 5-year contract. What's more likely to happen is that we're going to get a highly favor tools scout that is outstanding or legendary, and that's the route we end up going. Anything in November? No. In December was where we did almost everything. We brought in Kike Hernandez on a 1-year contract worth $3 million. Kike is going to primarily play against lefties for us, where he's still got a really solid bat. Can play pretty much all over the infield and outfield. Center field and shortstop are really the only 2 positions he would be significantly below average at. So valuable there. We brought in Kanbei Kashiwabara on a fairly cheap contract. He's good defensive outfielder, has some pop in his bat. Joshua is Sale Wish Hamilton fan. How you doing? Joshua J56, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you as well. Yes, we brought in Kashiwabara. Cam Robinson, we signed to a 2-year, $10 million contract. He's one of those players who just sort of, his development, you can see just increased kind of as the year went on. And so we brought him in just to add to our already really good bullpen. One of the big trades, we made a couple of decent deals. The big trade we made in December with the Yankees, Lewis Hamilton. I assume that's what that is. Joshua is okay, I read it wrong. I was reading Sale, so I'm thinking, what does this have to do with Chris Sale? You are a Lewis Hamilton fan. Well, welcome, Joshua J. How you doing, my friend? So our big trade In December was sending Oswaldo Cabrera, Oscar Colas, David Martin, Jake Palish, 4 players I don't really care about. Jose Miranda, who we picked up during the season from the Twins, and Noah Schultz, 21-year-old minor leaguer. He went to school about 15 minutes from where I live. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. And in exchange, we got Louis Patino, who had been picked up off of waivers by the Yankees from Tampa Bay. But the reason I expanded the deal was because I picked up Roderick Arias. Bat, maybe, and we'll see. I mean, he's good defensively. The bat, maybe. But Luis Serna. Serna is a pretty well-developed 20-year-old pitcher. Far more of a sure bet than Noah Schultz is. So we brought those 2 guys in as well. We traded Randall Mondesi, just a 22-year-old outfielder, nothing special, to the Blue Jays for Bo Bichette, and the Blue Jays retained 50% of his contract. This is going to be a 1-year thing for us. We're not going to be, well, I mean, I guess we could re-sign him. I don't know that I want to, but we brought in Bo Bichette to play third base for us. We signed Yusei Kikuchi because he's incredibly popular, but also his ratings look pretty darn good. Probably use him in a relief role, spot starter. That extreme ground ball, he's a fan favorite, and he was really, really good in Pittsburgh a year ago. We signed Dylan Cease to a 3-year contract worth $52 million. Not a bad contract. Really 2 years at 38, and then that third year is a vesting option. So if he's really good in 30 and 30, if he's really good in his age 30 and 31 season, I'm completely fine paying him $17.5 in as a 32-year-old. What else did we do? It's been a while since I played. January. We signed Miguel Rojas, right? That's how I kind of ended the last episode, was I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do at shortstop. So we're going to end up playing Marcelo Meyer at second base. And we signed Miguel Rojas to a 2-year, $20 million contract, but I did the old out of the park baseball thing where that second year is a team option. So it's really just a 1-year deal at $10 million. And then we traded from a position of depth to improve our offense. We traded Garrett Crochet, 25 years old, ARB number of about $6 million. He was really good last year. The BABIP's a little low. I don't know. I mean, he was really good last year, but in return, we get Kyle Stowers. We wanted a left-handed bat that could hit righties, and Stowers can do that. So those are all the deals that we made leading up into where we are now, which is free agency, I guess. Or not free agency, the beginning of the season. Got the Bruins game on in front of me, and just like that, they score if the Bruins win today. And if you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Boston sports fan, so I got the Bruins on the TV in front of me. If they win today, they will set the NHL record for wins in a season. Everyone should raid your friend Nova Wheel. Now, I'm not going to say anything because it's not my channel, but if it were my channel, I would ask you not to promote other people's channels on this channel. But it's not my channel, so I'm not going to do that. I am here as a guest. So we are going to get to opening day. We will watch opening day, and then we will get to the simming. So it's April 1st. We'll get to opening day. We'll look to waiver wire and kind of go from there. Aaron Judge hitting .456 in spring training. He's a good baseball player. See if we can finish over 500 this year. We were 80 and 82 in our first season, 79 and 83 in our second season. But we've been investing a lot of money into scouting and development, which hopefully will help. Really want this game, but currently lack the funds. A Cardinal fan, I am sorry, man, that you didn't win the drawing last week. I wish it could have gone differently, but the numbers came up how the numbers came up. So I appreciate. I apologize that I wasn't able to give it to you. I'm upset that I wasn't able to give it to everybody, but I don't have. It was given to me by Chris from GM Games as a thank you to those of you who check the channel out with some regularity. So. Top 10 prospects. We don't have anybody. Where is our minor league system? We were literally dead last when we took this save over. We're now 8th. So we've gone from 30th without a single top 100 prospect to 8th in 4 years. So I'll take it. We got Cesares, we picked up in the international draft this year. Appleby, who we drafted in the 5th round in 2023. He should probably start in AA. Where are we? Serna, we already talked about, and then Mullinax, who we picked up in the draft last season. Well, that's good, Cardinal fan. I assume you're going to go with the Cardinals, or do you not like playing as your favorite team? Some people don't. Some people like to, take on a challenge right off the bat rather than playing their own team. So, is this game fun? I absolutely love this game. I mean, I guess it depends on what it is you're looking for. Moochie plays. It's not a. It's truly a spreadsheet baseball game. We don't, there's no in-game, like, hand-eye coordination type play. So it really all depends on what it is you like. If you like the GM aspect of games, there isn't a better baseball game out there than this. So it all depends on, you. But yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, so let's check the waiver wire, and then we got to trim our rosters. I don't think we need a bat. I mean, our offense isn't great. Our offense, I think, is just okay. But there usually aren't any impact players on waivers, because they wouldn't be on waivers if they were impact players. I mean, you control the team in terms of setting lineups and making trades and signing free agents and things of that nature, but you don't actually physically play the games. Like, you can be in the game and you can call for hit and run or stolen base or change pitchers or that sort of thing, but you don't actually control the players themselves. So, from a pitching perspective, really need another pitcher. And nothing there that really interests me. All right, we got to trim the roster down. So we got 38. We have 19 pitchers, so we got to cut that down to 13. Vera, Herman, Banks can all go down right off the bat. Tanner Banks is going to have to be DFA'd. And we get a commercial, so I apologize for that. Tanner Banks to the minor leagues, DFA. Yeah, we have... I mean, I don't want to say it's a problem, but we literally have too many good pitchers. I'm not paying much attention to the actual, ads. I'm sorry. Should be done here in a second. So we'll keep chatting while we've got ads going on Twitch. So yeah, the problem, quote unquote, is that we have too many good pitchers. We have 16 pitchers on our big league roster, all of which probably deserve to be there. So the question is, what do we do? All right, we're back. NS, I don't know. I want to trim my roster down first because it takes all that into account. So right now it shows us at 94 and 68 with the second best pitching staff in the American League, which I can see. I can see us having a really, really good pitching staff, but I'm digging 94 and 68. We don't have anybody listed there. We don't have anybody listed there. So, yeah, I don't want to say we have a problem, but we have way too many good pitchers. I kind of want to deal from a position of depth and say, all right, well, what do we do here? I mean, Frazier Ellard is 27 years old. He had a really good year for us a year ago. But I think that said he doesn't have terrible. I mean, he's dominant against lefties and just okay against righties. So yeah, we've got a lot of pitchers. We can start with Casetta Stubbs. We signed him in the offseason to give us a little bit more depth in the starting pitching. So we still got to send down 2 players. Now I could just send 2 players to the minor leagues that, I mean, really that sort of deserve to be in the big leagues. Like I could send Max Meyer to AAA. But he deserves to be in the big leagues given his ratings. Hey, Breeze, what's happening, my man? You're all done with your Red Sox. How'd it end up? I think maybe Cantorino. I mean, 75 stuff. It's he's. I don't want to say he's redundant with Kikuchi because you don't really need multiple long men. So maybe Cantorino. And we still have to send one more pitcher down. We still have to send another pitcher down. And I want to what does our front office look like? Because I don't want to send somebody, I don't want to trade. So Kikuchi's only on a 1-year deal. Literally every other pitcher is signed, or at least kind of in their arbitration years. So, tough decision. It is a tough decision here. Got a nice combination of lefties and righties, right? Robinson, Rodriguez, Patino, Abreu, and Arrighetti as righties, then Ellard, Kikuchi, Meyer, and Moran as lefties. I mean, it's probably Patino, except I can't. So do we just turn around and trade Louis Patino? And this is somebody we picked up like a month ago, less than a month ago. Nationals beat the Rays in the 2035 World Series. That's a deal. I like seeing other teams make it. Yeah, it's just a bunch of players that, that we don't want. Like I have no interest in any of these contracts or any of these players. So if it's not going to be Patino, I guess it's got to be Ellard for now. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, but it is what it is. All right, so here is our rotation. We have Fried as our quote unquote ace, followed by Dylan Cease, Matt Brash, Tanner Houck, Reed Detmers. Bullpen wise, Cam literally just wants to stick a guy who was in high A ball last year in as our closer. I think we make Arrighetti our stopper. Abreu is fine as our setup man. Middle relief, normal usage, middle relief, normal usage. What are Moran's splits? He's really good against lefties too, so we'll make Moran a specialist with middle relief. Rodriguez will be, middle relief and setup, and then Meyer will be the long reliever / no, I want Kikuchi as my emergency starting pitcher, so we'll do that. Yeah, Ennis, I saw that. It's crazy. They've beaten every single team they've played, every single game they've played this year. They've won by at least 4 runs. It's completely ridiculous what they're doing. And the Red Sox get to take on the Rays next. So, all right, so we got our rotation set. I mean, we have a really, really good pitching staff. Our bullpen is really set up to be dominant, which will allow our our starters to be. As long as our starters can be above average, we're gonna be in good shape. So 32, we got to send 6 batters to the minors. Fernandez and Perez can both go down. Perez has to be DFA'd. That is fine. Juan Yepes can go to the minors. Oh, he has to clear waivers too. Does anybody want? He's got a little bit of power, so maybe somebody wants Juan Yepes. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, to be fair, Kyle Bloom was doing the same thing in Tampa. He got the job in Boston. Now half the Boston Red Sox fans hate him. So the grass isn't always greener, right? The grass isn't always greener, unfortunately. You pick up Rafael Marchand. Good defensively. Can't hit, but he's good defensively. But it gives us another catcher with some team control, which is pretty good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Also improves the reputation a little bit. So we got to put him on the 40-man, which is fine. But we'll stick him in, and he has to. Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. All right. So we have to send how many more players down? 4, 3. 3 more. Yeah, the grass isn't always greener. That's kind of what I've come to see here. So, we still have to send one more player down. Is it Rodriguez? I think it's Rodriguez because we've got Kike who can play all over the infield and outfield, and so can Rafaela. We can swap Meadows and Rafaela, so Jose Rodriguez will go down to AAA as well. All right, so there is our 24-man roster. Now, that being said, I think Bloom's doing a fine job. I have, when Dombrowski left, the farm system was void of all talent, and Bloom has done a good job building that up. So I won't hate on Keim like other people do. I think he's got another, at least in to me, he's got another year or two to kind of see how things go, and then kind of go from there. So, all right, we got to set our lineups because we're about 20 minutes into this and we haven't even played a game yet. We haven't simmed a single day yet. So let's clear the depth charts, clear the lineups, batting ratings. All right. So who is our leadoff hitter against righties? I mean, do we stick with? I mean, I don't want to stick with the Rosarena against righties. He's not a good leadoff hitter against righties. Maybe we go Stowers. I think we go Stowers. 65 eye, 50 contact. I'm okay with that. So our DH will bat leadoff. Our number 2 hitter. Do we go Bichette? Or do we go Henry Davis? We don't have a lot of power in our line. Well, Wallner's going to bat cleanup, so we'll do that. Well, this is interesting now because Stowers probably has to play in the field because I want Henry Davis out there. But I don't necessarily want him in there as a catcher. I'd rather have Joey Bart starting the majority of the games at catcher. $55, $55. Bichette's going to bat second, play third. I guess we just stick Henry Davis in at catcher, batting third. Just kind of deal with it. Rosarena can bat fifth in left. Rafaela's going to be in center. Bruins just scored again. That's David Pasternak again. Marcelo Meyer will bat sixth and play second base. Rafaela will bat seventh and play center. Oh, wait, no, we're good. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. I can do that. Yeah, that works. That's not a bad defensive team. You think that the Friedman, Bloom, Neander types always get hate for letting guys walk, but it's usually the best move in the long run, the exception. Yeah, well, and even Raffy's contract with Boston, I mean, the only reason they've got the flexibility is because the Red Sox can print money. But yeah, I mean, any player, with the exception of maybe Shohei, like I would be furious if the Red Sox paid out $400 million to Juan Soto. Juan Soto's a great baseball player, but I don't think anybody's worth that much. Take that money and pay out two players $200 million. I don't know. I think those contracts are just absurd. All right, so Davis has to play every third game. When he is at catcher, Stowers will go. Where is he? Stowers will go to DH every third game. Psychicola, how are you? How are the Sox looking this season? Well, the preseason predictions have us 94-68. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Parker Meadows. Every do I want to do this? I kind of feel like maybe putting Meadows truly his bat is really bad. Yeah, I feel like this, something like that. Kike will play out and right every sixth game. The poor Pedro Leon and Kashi Wabara, neither of them have spots anymore. Kashi Wabara can play right field every fourth game. Get some power out there, I guess. Cardi sitting, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you, my friend. Kike will back up there. He will back up. He's not really a third baseman, but I don't have anybody else. And I could play Rafaela at third. He's passable. He doesn't really have the arm, but that's okay. So we'll do that. Rafaela will back up at third once a week. He will back up at short once every 4 games. And then our backup first baseman will be Kike once every 5th game. All right, so that gets a lot of players some additional playing time. He'll be our main pinch hitter, followed by Leon, or followed by Kike. We'll do that. Pinch runners will be Leon. Is he fast? He's kind of fast. I'm going to do something like that. All right, copy that lineup. Paste that lineup. Hey, I got a drop. Just got home from a weekend trip to Denver after watching the Rocks play Friday. I used to go up until, I don't know, about 6 or 7 years ago. I used to go to the Frozen Four every year. Huge hockey fan. It is by far my favorite sport. In fact, I'm still watching the Bruins right here. And it was in Denver one year. And it's always at the beginning of April. So anytime we would go, we would try to catch a baseball game. We try to catch opening day. So we, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Minnesota. Where else did we see a ball game? Boston. And then the one year we went to Denver, opening day was snowed out. So we missed it. The trend is now giving players $40 million for only like 3 years, giving Soto 40 for 45, giving Soto 45 for like 4 or 5 years. Yeah. I don't think there's any such thing as a bad short-term contract. Now, if you're talking long-term deals, like some of these deals, like, Bogart's getting 11 years at $27 million, whatever, that's just a batshit crazy contract. And I absolutely love Xander Bogaerts, but that is an absolutely insane contract that he got. Running back Kike leadoff against lefties. So yeah, I mean, that's a crazy contract. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think there's any such thing as a bad short-term deal. Move Wallner down against lefties. Let's see what it wants to do here. So Davis, every 3rd game again. When Davis is out there, Stowers will come in as the DH, and the rest of that looks fine. The Twins' Carlos Correa contract last season, worst you've ever seen. 27 with opt-outs every... Well, yeah, I guess part of that, though, let's go ahead and get the game started here because we're 30 minutes in and we haven't simmed a day yet. Part of that, Mike's, is I think, you have to... It's the team, right? I mean, the Twins have to do stuff like that in order to bring in... John Rahm won the Masters. Wow. In order to, to bring in players. You can't necessarily afford it the way the Yankees can, where you can just, maybe there's, it's harder for the Twins to sign somebody to a big contract than it is the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers because of the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Dodgers. Dodgers, I guess, is what I'm getting at. All right, so we're going to send out Kike, Bo Bichette, Henry Davis, Kanbei, Kashiwabara, bats cleanup, Arozarena, Wallner, Rafaela, Rojas, and Joey Bart. With Max Fried on the mound. Last year, Max 13-10 with a 3.20 ERA. The Rays will send out Estuary, Ruiz, Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lowe, Jose Altuve. His first year in Tampa. James Wood, Kyle Manzardo, Jose Iglesias, Max Kepler, Christian Bettencourt, and Shane McClanahan, who was 10-6 with a 4.43. Now, I don't play these games. We just let the game go ahead and sim. So let's see how opening day goes here at the Trop. gives me the opportunity to watch this game and then watch the Bruins on the other side. If the Bruins win today, that'll be their 63rd win of the season, which will be an NHL record. Kike flies out to right. Bob Shetley is up now. He strikes out. And Henry Davis. Line drive to center. Catch made out there. So a 1-2-3 top of the first. So it'll be Ruiz, Diaz, and Lowe against Max Fried. Walks Ruiz. And what are the odds that he steals right now? Line drive to center. And they get a base hit. So runners at the corners with nobody out in the first inning. Not a great start for Max. Low grounds into the 4-6-3, though, so I will take that. Ground ball in the hole. And, all right, so a walk, a single, and a double play ball. So we only give up the 1 run. Excuse me. Kashiwabara flies out to right. So everybody have a good Easter? I don't know if everybody here celebrates or not, but what'd you do today? I got 3 kids under the age of, I got 4 kids, but I have 3 under the age of 14. So Easter is still a big deal in our house. So we still did Easter baskets and, the whole bit. So we went 1-2-3 again. Ground ball to second. 1 away. The market is seeming to trend towards the big market clubs not giving those types of deals out anymore. A lot of that comes from, yeah, right. Yeah, the Yankees still have, the Yankees did pay Aaron Judge $40 million for 10 years or whatever it is, which is going to be a complete anchor, once that bat speed starts to slow down a little bit. But, for now it's fine, right? $40 million a year for Aaron Judge is fine right now. Pavel Zacha had a breakaway. He couldn't score. The weather was bad. It was a perfect 65-degree night on Friday. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's hit about 70 here in Chicago today. Manzardo grounds to second, so a couple of ground outs. Jose Iglesias. Fly ball to left, and we set him down in order there in the second. Rafaela. Rojas. Going to get down. It is not. Catch is made out there in center. And Joey Bart. It's hit by a pitch. That's our first base runner of the year. I'm going to bring up Kike, who strikes out. Tampa's up 1-0 in the third. There's an E3. Betancourt to right. And it gets down. First 2 batters reach here in the third. Estuary Ruiz is out swinging. 1-0 pitch to Yandy Diaz. Grounds into the 4-6-3 twin killings. So that's 2 double plays. They're all yellow jerseys. Yeah, are you talking about the ones that from the 70s, like the lime green and yellow? Like those are pretty cool. Bichette grounds out to first. So we still don't have a hit. Henry Davis pops up on the infield. And Kashiwabara. There's our first hit of the season. A single to center by one of our off-season, or a single and an error out there in center. A single will bring home a run. Let's see if Randy can improve on last season. He walks. 2 on and 2 outs. And who do we got up now? Wallner. We're not going to score here. All right, so we're still down 1-0. 1-1 from Fried to Lowe is a base hit. Manipulating service time on a slugging prospect, and he has a 1350 OPS through 2 months. In AAA. Yeah, he might. What was it? Was that Chris Bryant? Was that the big one that kind of, brought all that to the forefront? It was Bryant, right? And the Reds and the Cubs manipulating it. Well, this is not a good inning. A single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Manzardo lines out to right. It's 1 away. Can we get a ground ball double play here from Iglesias? Strikeout works too. Can we get out of this? We get out of it. Look at that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Chris Bryant, right? Who they sent down for 3 weeks, and that was kind of the first, they're manipulating his service time. People were arguing and complaining about that. There's a leadoff single. Yeah, he was balling out in AAA. Yeah, Cardinal fan, I'm the same way. I try to extend most of my young players, but all right, so we got our leadoff hitter on here in the 5th. Can we do anything with it? Moves down to second on the ground out, so we need Joey to come up with a hit here, except he strikes out. And now Kike. He walks, so 2 on, 2 outs for Bo Bichette. There's a base hit to left for Bo. Rafaela rounds third. He scores. And there we go. So Bo Bichette picks up our first RBI of the season. Francisco Liriano was complaining about it long before that. Man, Liriano is so good. He's one of those players, right, with just the elbow injuries that if he was able to stay healthy. Henry Davis drive out to right, and it's off the wall. So that's going to score at least 1. It's a double to right field, a triple. A triple for Henry Davis scores 2, and we're up 3-1. Let's see if our bullpen can... you remember vividly because you drafted him in the 4th round of your fantasy keeper league. Yeah, Liriano is so good. Kashiwabara, fly ball to center, catches made out there. He was a Rule 5 guy, wasn't he? Yeah, it was Psycho, yeah. Psycho, yeah, he was a Rule 5 guy from Pittsburgh, I want to say. So it's kind of like out of the park baseball in real life, right? Like how many Rule 5 guys really develop into studs, and you just don't see it very often. Ground ball to the third baseman, 2 away. 0-2 to Yandy Diaz. Yeah, it was Santana that I was thinking of, NS, about the Rule 5 guy. Yeah, Johan Santana. I mean, he was another one. He was another one, though, that was an absolute monster after he got taken. And of course, both teams were the Twins. So there's something about the Twins, man. They do their research in the Rule 5. Rosarena. Need a big year out of Randy. He was really, really bad last year. About 210. Wallner strikes out. Rafaela. Fly ball to center. Yeah, Santana was stupid good, yeah. That must be what we're doing. Yeah, we're confusing Liriano and Santana. Yeah. They both were good, though, and they both had arm trouble. Diving catch out in center field by Cedane Rafaela. That's why we picked him up last year. Altuve with a base hit to center, so Fried into the 6th now with a lead. James Wood, line drive to left. There's another hit. Back-to-back singles here in the 6th. 3-2 pitch to Manzardo. Base hit to center. Uh-oh. Bases are loaded. Who's up? Jose Iglesias. Why are you bringing the infield in? What kind of a stupid decision is that? Look at the infield is in. The infield is in. We were up 3-1, and they bring the infield in. I mean, it worked, but that's still a stupid play. Christian Betancourt strikes out looking. Yeah, Akil Baddoo, he was another one, right? That was what, 2020? That was the COVID year, right? That was 2020, where Akil Baddoo came out of the gates just super, super hot. Twins gave Santana away for Gogo, who did nothing for the Twins. Who's Gogo? And leaves to become an all-star. I don't know the nickname. All right, so we're up 3-2 in the 7th. Colin Posh. Oh, Carlos Gomez, right. Yeah. He had a glove. He could catch the baseball. He gave the line drive to left. There's a single. Runner at first with 2 outs for Bo Bichette. Ground out to second. We go to the stretch, and we're up by a run. Fried's still out there, still letting him go into the 7th. Cool, and he give up a single to Ruiz. Then steals second. There's a strikeout. We brought in who? Abreu? Yeah, Brian Abreu. Brian strikes out 1. Fly ball to right. Please stay in the park. Okay, that's a catch out there in right field. And he was another one that out of the park baseball didn't like. He was another one that was considered, I don't remember if he was considered disruptive, but he was kind of in that same vein as Alex Verdugo and Michael Kopech. The game just doesn't like his personality. All right, we're in the 8th, up by a run. Davis had a 2-run triple his last time up. Strikes out here. Kashiwabara. Line drive to left. Sliding catch out there. And a Rosarena. Bottom of the 8th. We're up by a run. Arrighetti here in the 8th. Lead off double. Lead off single. He was disruptive in real life. Feels like pitchers are volatile. Gallen won the Cy Young, and now his home run per 9 has doubled and his FIP just a whole run. I mean, I've seen a little bit of that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's any different than any of the other years, to be honest. But all right, so Arrighetti gave up a single. Then he got a couple of flyouts. What does he do with Kepler? Ball gets away. Ball to the backstop. Gomez would argue calls from Garden higher from the batter's box. That's kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. Not going to get down? It is going to get down. Is that going to score a run? It is. Arrighetti gives up the game tying run. This all is because my manager decided to bring the infield in up by 2 runs. There's a strikeout. So we go to the 9th, tied at 3. They will send out who? Pete Fairbanks to face Wallner, Rafaela, and Rojas. Kyle Stowers pinch hits and flies out to center. Marcelo Meyer with a double to left center. 2 out double in the 9th. So we got what? Joey Bart. Right, because we got Davis as our DH. I don't know if that's going to work. We may have to send one of those outfielders down and call up another catcher because we can't pitch hit for Bart. I didn't think about that. All right, well, that's not good. All right, so Arrighetti's back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Line out to second. Andy. Strikeout, and he reaches first. Do we lose here in the 9th because of that? Ground ball to second. Nope, we turn over another double play. So we go to... Yeah, NS, I don't know. Brought in the infield up by 2. They scored a run, and then they tied it in the 8th. So we go to extras on opening day. Kike Hernandez drops down a bunt, bunts it foul, and then strikes out looking. Super. Why? How do I have... Oh, right, runner... Wait a second. That isn't right. Are they still... They're not still doing this year, are they? The runner at second? How did I not realize I still had that on? Are they still doing that this year? Shows you how much I pay attention to what's going on in real life. Yeah, I just realized I'm going to have to... And we're going to lose on opening day because we have a runner at second base with nobody out, but it's something I'll have to go in and change, I think. Strikeout. Ground ball to first, 2 away. Manzardo now. They intentionally walk him. Luis Renifro grounds to second. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was on, Cardinal fan. Didn't even realize it was on. The rule is, okay, if the rule's active, I'm going to keep it on. I just didn't even occur to me to I didn't even realize that it was still a thing. Like I said, it shows you how much I pay attention. Rosarena with a base hit to center against his former team. Henry Davis stops at third. So we have runners at the corners with one out in the 11th. Matt Wallner with a base hit to right. So we retake the lead. Arozarena will make his way over to third base. And we're up 4-3. Excellent. They bring in Garrett Clevenger to face Pedro Leon. He walks. Bases are loaded for Marcelo Meyer, who strikes out, and Joey Bart. Strikes out. Yeah, that's the problem with having Henry Davis in as our DH. We don't have anybody to pinch hit for Joey Bart. Cam Robinson against Kepler. Strikes out swinging. MJ Melendez pinch hits. And has a base hit to right. Runner rounds third. Scores. Melendez to second because you threw it over the cutoff man. Fundamental baseball by the Chicago White Sox. 2 away. Ground ball to third. And we keep on playing. Keep on playing. Into the 12th. So who's at second for us now? Joey Bart with Kike Hernandez on the mound. Kike grounds out to third. Bo Bichette strikes out swinging. And Henry Davis draws a walk. Parker Meadows draws a walk. So the bases are loaded for Wallner. No, for Arozarena. Randy draws a walk, so he drives in a run against his former team. Matt Wallner now. That's 4 straight bases on balls by Fujinama. It gives us a 2-run lead. Pedro Leon strikes out, so we score 2 runs on no hits in the 12th inning. Who's pitching for us? Cam Robinson's still out there. Strikes out low. Altuve. Ground ball down the third base line. This game is going to go on forever and ever and ever, it appears. Tying run at second base now. James Wood draws a walk. Bringing Chris Rodriguez. Payoff pitch now. Strikes out Manzardo. So 2 outs, 2 on. Renifro grounds to second, and we win. We finally end this one. We win on opening day. Wasn't a particularly exciting game. Henry Davis 1 for 5, a couple of RBIs. Wallner had a couple of RBIs. Fried pitched well. Robinson gave up a couple of unearned runs, but gets the win. Rodriguez gets the save, and we win on opening day. Cool. Now we got to do some simming because we've played exactly 1 game in 45 minutes. So let's keep going. You know what? I wanted to, before we go any further, think we send Leon down. Oops. And Marchand comes to the big league roster. Now we can pinch hit for Joey Bart because we can just stick Marchand in at catcher if we need to, which is fine. That's all I wanted. So yeah, my hope was to get to the end of July like we always do, but given that we're already 45 minutes into this, I don't know that that's going to happen. Let's just start simming. So we won on opening day. We lose 6-2. Matt Brash pitching today. We win 6-4, so 2-1 in our first 3 games. Henry Davis has a couple hits. Wallner hits his second home run. Brash pitches well. Eric Getty gets the save. In Oakland now. So we go from Tampa to Oakland. Oof, that's brutal. 3-1 loss. 4-1 win. What happened in the Jays game, Josh? 3-2 here through 5. Rafaela Hernandez, Rojas, Stowers, each with RBI. Stowers and Rojas homer. Detmers gets the win. Fried back on the mound here. See if we can go 4-2 in our first 6. 4-2 looks so much better than 3-3 through your first 6. Cool, 4-2. So we win 4-1, and then we win 5-1. So pitching getting it done. Stowers hits another home run. Rojas not hitting out of the gate here, but that's okay. Arozarena still not hitting. He hasn't hit now in over a year for us, and his contract only gets worse from here. So we may have a decision to make with Mr. Arozarena if it doesn't get better here in the foreseeable future. Anybody we want to, let's put both of these guys in AAA. Anybody we want to move around? We're going to leave Appleby where he is for now. Let him get some time in AA. Veras, we should probably call him up as well, and then all of our young guys can stay where they are. All right, we got the Red Sox for 1, followed by a day off. Bottom 10th, bases loaded for Trout and Ohtani. Let me guess, the Jays won. So we dropped to 4-3. We've lost 2 straight to the Red Sox. We win the final game of the series. So 5-4 out of the chute isn't terrible, I guess. Not great, but it's not terrible. Our offense is struggling. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 regulars batting under 200. Our pitching is keeping us in it a little bit. Yeah, our pitching is keeping us in it. Our defense has been below average, and our offense has been terrible, which is exactly what we saw last year, too. Yes, Jays win. All right, so we're at Baltimore today. We've got Fried back on the mound, making his 3rd start of the season, and he wins. So a 9-run outburst for your White Sox. 3 RBIs for Kike. It's like Parker Meadows homers, Kike homers. Bichette hits his first. Fried goes 6. DL Hall versus Dylan Cease, who's looking for his first win of the year. And he gets it. Pitching 6 innings, 2 runs, walks 4, strikes out 3. Davis and Meyer both homer. Marcelo coming out of the gate hot. 344, 400, 656 for the 22-year-old second baseman, Marcelo Meyer. Rafaela, on the other hand, $158 to start the year. You got to love that 9 OPS plus. Try to sweep Baltimore here. They got Sean Manaea on the mound. We've got Detmers, and we lose Rojas for 6 weeks. Well, it's a good thing we've got set in Rafaela, who can slide over there. Hernandez 2 for 5. Arozarena has that average up to 200. Kike, Arozarena, Wallner, homer. Detmer 6 shutout innings for Reed. All right. So Rojas, we lose for 6 weeks. I think we just call up Rodriguez to be that back. That's not what I wanted to do, because we are going to end up with Rafaela playing short, which means Meadows will bat against righties. Leone will come in and bat against lefties. All right, we're 8-4 to start the season. We got the Angels now, the 3-8 Los Angeles Angels. They don't still have Shohei, do they? No, they don't. Oh, he's out for 9 months. Ugh. Oh, he just got hurt, too. Well, that sucks. Well, for them, it sucks. For us, it's good. Dr. Dynastic, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for jumping in, saying hi. We're off to a pretty good start here with the White Sox, 8-4 in our 3rd season. Offensively, middle of the pack, and really that's all we need, I think, with how good our pitching staff, I think, is going to be and how good we're going to be defensively. Middle of the pack offense is really all we need. So let's see how this series goes against the Angels. Here's another win. Rafaela, his first home run of the season. Henry Davis has a couple hits. Brash goes 5. Kukuche comes in, pitches 3 perfect innings to get the win. Excellent. Tanner Houck now picks up another win, another 5-2 win. Go Pale Hose. That is right. The South Side Hitmen, South Side Destroyers, South Side, whatever you want to call them. We are playing some winning baseball right now. Houck goes 5. Our bullpen pitches 4 innings of 2 hit, 7 strikeout ball. And we look for the sweep over LA here. We don't get it. We lose 8-0. All right. Is that a Max Fried game? Yeah. He didn't pitch terribly. 5 innings, 3 runs. All right, it's Tigers coming up. Oh, my eyes aren't good. Clee Shreen, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, Detroit, 9-7. We're a game and a half behind the Guardians. See how things go at home against Detroit. We lose game 1. Game 2. So we've lost 2 in a row after going 8-4. That's 3 in a row now that we've lost. Make it 4 in a row. Still pitching really well. Defense has let us down here a little bit, but we've just lost 4 straight games. Now we got the Yankees. 7-11 in New York Yankees. 11th in runs scored, 4th in runs against. How do things go here against the Yankees? We've lost 4 straight. We've lost 5 straight, and we get blown out. There we go. We bounce back finally with a 5-3 extra inning win. Rafaela 2 for 5, 4 RBIs, but he's hitting $183. Rosarena scores 3 runs, but he's hitting $190. Parker Meadows hitting 167. Bo Bichette hitting 200. Stowers hitting 203. I don't know what the answer's not fire our hitting. I mean, it's too early to make a move from a personnel standpoint. He's only been with us. We signed him last season. So I think we just sort of see how things go here. 11-9, bad offense, good pitching, good defense. Hopefully that leads us someplace. Final game of the series against the Yankees. After a 6-game losing streak, we lose 2 out of 3. We were 10-4, so that's 1-7 now in our last 8 games. I guess it's a good thing there's an ad right now on Twitch. You guys don't need to see this. But for those of you on YouTube, we will hop back in. We win here 3-0. Rosarena, Davis, and Bichette all with solo home runs. Brash gets the win. Jordan Montgomery now. 2-7 in our last 9. We were 2-7. We were 10-4 at one point here in April. Currently 12-11. Make it 13-11 as we finish the month of April with an impressive 9-2 win. That last ad will be done here in a second, and we will bring everybody back. All right, so we win our last 2 games of April, including a 9-2 victory here over St. Louis. Henry Davis has 4 RBIs. Stowers at 212, Rafael at 205, Wallner at 221, Rosarena at 203, Kashiwabara at 217, Leon at 214. We just are a bad offensive team. I mean, that's really all there is to it. 11th in runs scored. Even our starting pitching has been, but what has gone on with Dylan Cease? Holy hell. 1-3 with a 7.06. Fried has got an ERA of 4.5. Brash is at almost 5. So we haven't even been pitching well as of late. So financially, we're still okay. We got a ton of people coming out. Our fan interest has gone through the roof. Why do I have people that are tired? I shouldn't have people that are tired. Center field, Leon. No, Kashiwabara. Every 5th game. And then, where is he? Oh, right he's playing shortstop at the moment. All right. Yeah, so offensively, I mean, it's been bad, you know, and I mean, Kike Hernandez has got our highest WAR, but he also has our highest BABIP. You know, it's not as if our BABIPs are completely out of control from a negative perspective. Like Rafaela's, you know, hitting 205, but his BABIP is 225. So in theory, should be worse than that. Or no, I have that backwards. But yeah, we're not hitting the ball. We are not hitting the ball. I don't think there are any answers here either right now. No, I mean, Polanco's okay. Verdugo's good, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. Whoa. Annie fan, thank you for the follow. Beltray fans, thank you for the follow. I didn't realize we had a bunch of people follow. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I don't think there's a solution from outside the organization yet. So can we do anything here internally? I mean, I think Stowers as the leadoff hitter against righties is still the right decision. I don't know that there's a better answer here. Maybe we do something like this. I don't want to go lefty. Let's try this. Let's do something like that. Let's do Stowers, Bichette, Meyer. He's actually hitting the ball a little bit. So move him up into the 3-hole. Against lefties, I'm pretty okay with what we have here, although maybe Rosarena up to the 2 spot. And we'll give that a try. We got the Yankees again. Red Sox are 5-4 in real life. How do I feel? I don't know. They feel like they beat a really, really bad Tigers team that holds the bats upside down. So I don't really feel much about it. I mean, it's great that they won, but I don't really feel much about it. So there's another loss. 14-12. I mean, the good thing is that we're off to a better start than we have gotten off to previously, right? We had been so bad. The last 2 seasons, we finished 500 only because we played really, really strong down the stretch. Here, at least now, we're above 500 into May. So we've got that going for us. Kike with 3 hits. Arozarena and Davis both homer. Cisco's 6, gives up a couple. Nestor Cortez for the Yankees today against Reed Detmers. There's another win, so we take 2 out of 3. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad they won. I'd much rather have them win than lose, but I don't really take much stock in it because they played a really bad team. Matt Wallner, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Detmers pitches 5 shutout, but Kikuchi picks up the win. He hawks that win. Vultures the win. Final game of the series against New York. 2.5 games out of first place, 15-12, 15-13 as we lose in 10. Again, that bullpen that was supposed to be a strength, 6th in the American League. Our starters are 6th in the American League. We knew we weren't going to have a great offense, but I expected our pitching staff to be better. Chad Barry is in his 2nd season. When you do have a 3.39 ERA, it's not as if our pitchers... No, that's not right. Where does that number come from? Well, I guess it is between the 2. All right, we got Washington. 3 games at home against Washington. There's a loss. We fall back to 500. We win the final game of the series against the Nationals. The Tigers rebuild is past... Yeah, that Baez deal was about 3 years too early for my liking. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, I guess they were trying to say, you know, if we can solidify our shortstop position defensively, then we can kind of build around that. But yeah, that kind of contract doesn't make sense. And then you've got the players that aren't developing like they should. Sporer, what's up, my man? How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for dropping the follow. Good to see you. How are things going? I saw you were streaming, what was it, 2 or 3 nights ago? And I was coming home from a ball game that I was calling, and I was like, I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna hop into a stream when I get home, and then I got home and fell asleep because I'm old and that's what I do. So I had every intention of dropping into your stream the other day, and then I ended up falling asleep because I'm old. Tanner Houck with another solid outing. Our bullpen. Let's take a look at our bullpen. Our bullpen's not been great. Moran, it's only 6 innings, so I'm not really worried, ERA wise with anybody. Maybe with Patino, we avoid high leverage since he is, I would say, kind of that weak link of our bullpen. But you've pulled that move plenty, yeah. Because I got the notification on my phone. I'm like, oh, that'll be cool. I'll get home and I'll sit and I'll play out of the park baseball offline, and I'll watch Spore. And then I got home, I sat down on my couch, and I was out. Because that's what happens. That's what I do. You think they just wanted to speed up the rebuild process with Baez, Scope, Rodriguez? Yeah, that's the other one. The Eduardo Rodriguez signing. As a Red Sox fan, it was, I hated seeing Eddie go, but I was surprised. I guess that wasn't it. It was only what? It was 5 years, $65 million or something like that, or I had those numbers completely off. I think that may have been when he signed with the Red Sox initially. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, right. To be fair, some of those, no, Baez's profile, no, he's a really good defensive shortstop who swings at everything. Should have been Correa over Baez. How much more did Correa get than Baez when it was all said and done, though? It was a lot, right? We don't need to look at a lot of these go way back. All right. We got Milwaukee 4-3, followed by 3 more at Detroit. Look at the Tigers. We just get done talking about the Tigers. They're sitting 20-11 right now in first place in the National League, or in the American League Central. A 9-1 loss. Yeah, the only silver lining I'm taking from the start to this season is in our first year, we were like 7-22 in April. And then in 2024, we were like 10-20 or something. So the fact that we're 17-16 right now is improvement. Maybe your second favorite team bias being the Cubs is showing. I don't mind Javi Baez. You can get a really good defensive shortstop who's got some pop in his bat. That's not a terrible thing, but I don't know. He's not the kind of, he seems to me to be the kind of player that maybe would have been popular back in the 80s, when people weren't looking at, sabermetrics and whatnot. Pasternak with another goal. Sorry, I'm watching the Bruins for those of you who, wondered what that was. The Bruins, if they win today, will set the NHL record for wins in a season. That's a hat trick for Pasta. Give him 59 goals for David Pasternak. Let's see if he can pot his fourth and pick up 60 here this year. He has 59 goals. He is nuts. As a Reds fan, you lived through a 6-year rebuild process. It peaked with a COVID first round sweep and an 83. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about it. And in my escalating age, I don't worry quite as much about what happened in this game. Did I look at the box score already? Brash pitches 5, shutout. As I get older in my years, I don't worry about it so much, but some of that has to do with the fact that, my team's won 4 World Series in the last 20 years. So, Arozarena walks 4 times, hitting .233. That's the highest batting average he's had, I think, in the 2 years we've had him with the team. Davis, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Matt Wallner, 3 hits. Joey Bart, a couple of hits. We get home runs from Davis, Wallner, and Stowers. Fried gives up 4 and 6 1/3. Kikuchi gets the win. Just a little more offense this year. All right, we got the Tigers now. Just thought it was really weird. They never went for it with Votto in his prime. That was another contract. That was another bad contract, right? Votto's still getting paid a ton of money too, isn't he? All right, so we got the Tigers. Can we gain some ground on the division leading Tigers, who are 23-11? We win game 1. All right, so Miguel Rojas is out for 4 weeks. And part of the, I don't want to say that this is the, the reason, because he was hitting a $118, but our struggles started when Miguel went on the injured list. We win here 9-7. Cease pitches 2 1/3 innings, gets hurt. Kikuchi, Meyer give up a couple of runs. Arrighetti blows the save. Abreu and Robinson. 2 home runs from Henry Davis. He drives in 6. It's nice to see. On pace for a 30-100 year. We win the first game. They got Aaron Nola going for them. We've got Tanner Houck. We win again, and we lose Rafaela for 5 weeks. Oh, and we lose Caleb Appleby. Look at that. The number 27 prospect in the game with a partially torn UCL. What are we looking at here? Sorry. Beautiful left side defense. You like that infield overall. Who are we talking about? The Reds? The where are they going to go comments were just, oh, yeah, from the GM. Yeah, that's terrible. It was 25 years. So if you take the WAR over the whole course, it was. Yeah, and I guess that's kind of how you have to look at it, right? Like if he's worth $40 million one year and he's worth, 10 the next, that still averages out to 25 a year. They made some all-in trades for Latos and Roland, but never really supplemented Votto, Cueto, and Jay Bruce properly. Yeah. Homer Bailey. Yeah, I forgot. That was a bad contract, too. Sean Soul, thank you for the follow. So this isn't good. This isn't good because now this means we have to move Marcelo Meyer to short, and he's passable. Look at the batting average down to 225 as soon as I put him in the 3-hole. Because, of course. All right, so that means Meyer is now our shortstop. I guess that makes Kike our second baseman. He was our second baseman against lefties already anyway. Rodriguez is not a shortstop with those ratings. I guess Marcelo stays in at short, and we just move him down in the lineup. We win again, though. We win 3-0. So we win the first 2 games against the Tigers to move within a couple of games of them. Kashiwabara is only hitting .207, has 5 home runs, putting up a .450 slugging percentage, though. Good game from our entire pitching staff, but Houck with 5 innings, a 1-run ball. The Votto deal wasn't great, but it was the best you could have hoped for from a deal like that. Yeah, I guess. All right, they got Madden on the mound. We got Reed Detmers going for us here as we look for the sweep. Let's see if we can get the sweep. We cannot. We lose 5-1 in the final game of the series. So we're 4 games out. We are currently sitting in the wild card. I mean, it's still super early, but... all right, we got Seattle. Matt Brash going against his former team. And we lose. Raylan Perez. Right. Raylan Perez. Do we have a pitcher that we want to send to the minors? And again, Moran has only pitched 6 innings. I got to get him some more innings. I don't like that. Let's go long relief and middle relief. I guess we just put him on a rehab assignment at the moment. Yeah, losing Rafaela and Rojas back-to-back, like those, that hurts because now we're really testing that defense, right? We were built on pitching and defense, but now we've got Meyer at short. And, well, technically he's a shortstop. He's not really a shortstop. I mean, the range is fine, but we have 2 options that are literally better than that, so... we got to change the lineup again. Meyer's not hitting. So who moves up? I mean, I think we just put Kike in that 3-hole because he's hitting right now. 350 for Hernandez. All right, Nick Pivetta. You're a huge Votto fan. You were hoping the Rays would trade for him in 2016 and then again in 2020. Isn't he hurt right now? Can we beat Nick Pivetta? Please tell me we can beat Nick Pivetta. We can't beat Nick Pivetta. We win the final game of the series, 7-6. 3 hits for Davis. Meyer, 3 for 4, 3 RBI. So I guess the key is just to not have anybody batting third. When we have somebody batting third, that person can't hit. So we move Meyer down to the 7 hole. Average is starting to climb a little bit. You know, you got Arozarena up to 238, Wallner up to 250. Out goes 4 2/3. Robinson gets the save. Yeah, I mean, we're not going as well as I anticipated. I mean, we're 5th in runs against, so it's not awful, but I expected the pitching to be better. He's on a rehab assignment, should be back by the next week. Oh, okay. So we got about a month before we have Rojas and Rafaela back. Speaking of Cincinnati, we got the Reds coming to town. Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell going for Cincinnati. We win 3-2 and 10. Yeah, Cincinnati sims really, really well in Out of the Park 24. So every either online or offline save I've played, they've done really, really well. Have you guys experienced the same thing? Yandy and Paredes are balling out. You don't know where they'd put him. What did I miss? Did I miss something? All of a sudden we're talking about the Rays. Did something not pop up in chat for me? You're talking about the Jay-Z's belt bit cooler. Meyer, 2 more hits and an RBI. Kike drives in a run. Cease goes 5. Bullpen does their job. I don't like seeing a lot of those ERAs in the 4s. Blake Snell now. We take both games. Who's pitching for us? Detmers. Detmers against Snell in the second game of the series. Independent leagues are starting. I can't wait. May 12th. So when the Chicago Dogs season kicks off, I will be at opening day. Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait to get back on the mic for those games. It is a blast. Now, Wallner with a 3-run homer. Look at Bo Bichette and his 198 batting average. Let's go. And he's been bad defensively, too. I think when we get everybody back, like Bichette sits, I think that's the answer. Leon's been terrible. Bart isn't hitting. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. Yeah, Mike's it is. I've been one of the play-by-play guys for the Chicago Dogs for this is going to be the start of my 4th season now. And I love it. Absolutely love being a part of it. It's the games are a blast. Ballpark is gorgeous. The ballpark that they play in compares with any minor league ballpark I've ever seen. So, it starts in a month. In fact, I'll be probably going over there sometime in the next few weeks to spend some time with Butch Hobson, who's the manager for the Dogs and literally one of the sweetest men I've ever met in my life. And given his history and what he what kind of the hard life that Butch lived, it's a bit of a surprise, but he is an absolute gem of a human being. We win again, so that's 3 straight wins. Henry Davis, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Stowers has a double and a homer. Wallner hits his 5th. Wallner's having a down season. 37 home runs a year ago, on pace for 19 this year. In Miami, we got Brash on the mound today as we look to move to 25 and 19, and we do. We lose Brian Abreu now for 2 months. The injuries, man, the injuries. We'll call up Perez. Make him a middle reliever. I guess we take Arrighetti out of the stopper role. That's clearly not working. Let's make Arrighetti and Moran our setup men. Perez is really good against righties, not great against lefties. So, specialist. Head Conch Crow, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I can't wait to get back there. I really can. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing I've been kind of getting my legs underneath me, my broadcasting legs underneath me here over the last couple of weeks doing high school and college ball. So looking forward to getting back out there and doing some independent stuff again for sure. So we lose the final game of the series to Miami 2-1. We took 2 out of 3. But the Tigers are just manhandling the rest of the American League right now, 32-14. At Cleveland now. We win there 15-10. The Fredericton Royals, who played in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League and were managed by Matt professional hitter Stairs, folded during COVID. Big is sad. Matt Stairs, yeah, he was that guy, right? I mean, that lefty with just that uppercut swing, and he just was able to get it done. So the offense comes to play here. 7-run 8th inning. Bichette, there we go, 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs for Bo. Kike has 3 RBIs. Rosarena's got his average up to 250. Yeah, I mean, if he puts a 793 OPS, I'll take these numbers out of Randy if that's what they end up being. They become worth the money we are spending on him. Wallner, Bichette, Leon, Homer, Cease goes 5. Bad defense is what led to this. 4 unearned runs for us. Cleveland, we got Tristan McKenzie now going against it. It's like every time I look up, Reed Detmers is pitching for us. And we win 4-3 and 12. So another nice game. Parker Meadows homers. Kike Hernandez homers. Detmers, 5 innings of 1 pitches gives up. We have 2 more unearned runs. Yeah, if the pitching staff continues, I mean, I don't want to say our pitching staff, I mean, we're now down to second run scored. So the pitching staff seems to have stabilized here a little bit. Our offense has actually gotten worse, but our pitching staff seems to have stabilized here a tad. We got Fried on the mound against Bieber. And I was hoping for the sweep, but that's not happening. All right, the Twins now come to town. Chris Paddock against Matt Brash. There's a 6-0 win. That's what you like to see. Rosarena, 3 more hits. Matt Wallner, 2 hits. Marcelo Meyer has 2 RBIs. So Wallner and a Rosarena homer. Brash pitches 5 2/3. He lives 15 minutes away from you, drives a nice truck. I'm sure he leaves his front door unlocked too, because that's what you people in Canada do. To be fair, that's what I did when I lived in New Hampshire too. I never locked my door, but not here. Not in Chicago. Tyler Mahle against who? Tanner Houck, who's been really, really good. Look at Tanner. 2.280. He's not pitching deep into games. What do we got for a strategy here with Tanner? Let's reduce that hook a little bit. Let's see if we can get him a little bit longer into games. 184 ERA plus. 28 and 21. 28 and 22. So we're still in the wild card lead. The Tigers are 35 and 15. Look at Riley Green. He's hitting a casual 382 2 months into the season for Riley Green. Teoscar Hernandez out of nowhere with a 330 batting average. Oof, Aaron Nola, man. He's pitching almost 8 innings a start. Look at that. Look at that. He's on pace to go 29 and 3 with a 1.37 ERA. That is insane. Wow. All right. Let's keep going here against Minnesota. Kick into June here in a second. You don't remember the last time you locked your front door? I have to. I live on a busy street. Freak my wife out if I didn't. All right, so we win the final game of May 7-6. We were down 5-0 going into the 7th, and we scored 7 runs. Matt Wallner 2 for 5 with 5 RBIs. It looks like a Rosarena homers again. Yep. Cease goes 5 1/3. Not great. Not great. He's pitching about 5 innings to start here. I already got a slow hook on him. I need him pitching more. right, those ERAs starting to come down a bit. It's good to see. All right, so it's June 1st. We went 13-11 in April, 16-11 in May. I like that. I like that. Look at we're 11-13 at home and 18-9 on the road. I mean, I don't know how that happens, but I will take it. Our pitching staff has been fine. Defensively, we've actually been below average. We should have a player development email. Wow, that's the opposite of the Javi Baez deal. What's the opposite of? What did I miss? I'm sure I said something, and now I just don't know what you're responding to. Robinson gets better. The stuff goes up to an 80. Been pretty good. That BABIP's high, so you have to think that'll come down a bit. Patino's BABIP is, I mean, he's been fine too. Wilfred Veras. Might use him as a trade chip. What did I see? We got a fight. Who is that? That's AJ Greer and Nick Delorier. Yeah. Oof, this is a good fight. I love a good hockey fight. This is how it should be. How it should be settled. Don't go out there and talk smack with 30 people between you and the other guy. Go out there and punch each other in the face. AJ's having a tough time against the veteran Delorier. Oof, that was a fight. Anyway, all right, so Luis Serna, off to a bit of a slow start in A-ball, but we'll leave him there. I mean, 45, 45, 40. Oh, Nola's dealing the game. Right, Dr. Dynastic? I don't know what that was all about with the Warriors this year, right? I mean, they were the Warriors at home, and on the road, they were like the worst team in the NBA. It's bizarre. So VC and Orlando both get worse. That sucks. They were two of our picks a year ago. Oh, yeah, sure. Because, of course. I do not know what to do to break the code of drafting in Out of the Park 24. I just don't know. Riley Green is the hitter of the month in the AL. In the NL, Juan Soto. Nola, no surprise, 10-1 with a 1.36 ERA in the American League. Keegan Thompson in the National League, Rookie of the Month in the AL. Jake Palish of the Yankees, and Chase Petty in the National League. Wow. Did he just have he just got better. Cool. Good for him. All right, so we're into June. Defense somehow awful on the road. Yeah, it's been weird. It was just weird watching how good they were at home and how bad they were on the road. All right, we got Texas coming to town. We win 6-5 in 12 innings. They scored 2 in their half. We scored 3 in our half. Rosarena, 2 more hits. Randy, one of the best hitters on our team this year. After last year, that is a bit of a surprise, but he's up to 271 now. Freed goes 6. That's nice to see. I want to see him rebound. I don't like that ERA being 4.5. Kikuchi, Arrighetti, Robinson, Moran. All right. Let's see how game 2 goes. Another win, 6-1. Now Miguel Rojas his recovery is uncertain. So this, we basically lit $10 million on fire is what's going on here with Miguel Rojas. So 6-1 victory, so a little bit of offense, a little bit of pitching. Davis, that average down to 247. Does have 10 home runs, though. 32 runs knocked in. The home run power just dropped. Something just dropped. His overall power just dropped. It's weird. Stowers had a couple hits and a home run, drove in 3. He's been bad. Brash pitches 5, shutout. Got the Grom going against us. I don't know. Let's look. Can I look? I don't know that I can look. I mean, I guess I can go to commissioner mode, right? Let's go to commissioner mode. Yeah, it's he's got a super slow hook. So I think that's probably part of it. But he's also been really good. So all right, we got DeGrom going against Hauk as we look to sweep Texas. And we do sweep Texas. We win 7-6. Davis has 2 hits. Arozarena has 2 more hits. Kashiwabara not really hitting. 217 on the year. Hauk gets lit up, but our bullpen comes in and shuts it down for the final 7 1/3 innings, gives up 3 hits. This is what we wanted out of our bullpen, right? Games like this where our starting pitching struggled, our bullpen comes in and gets the job done. It looks like we just had a jump in viewers. I think was it Tranquil Hill was online. I think it's not anymore. So those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We're in the middle of our 3rd season with the White Sox. We've had back-to-back losing seasons. We went 80 and 82 in our first season. We went 79 and 83 in our second season. Year 3, we are currently 32 and 23. We're, 5.5 games up in the wild card. So things are looking good so far. Huge bump to our revenue and stuff, our fan interest. Fan interest has dropped. That was up to 86, 87, something like that. So got to keep playing some decent baseball here. We got the last place Twins. We're going to see them for 3. I'm sure they sweep us because that's what happens. There's the first loss. We got Tariq Skubal going against Reed Detmers. There's the second loss. As I said, Max Fried and Chris Paddock, game 3. Do we get swept? Told you we were going to get swept in Minnesota. Of course we're going to get swept in Minnesota. Now we got 3 against, is this the Yankees or the Mets? It's the Mets, okay. Ziegler, Mize, and Tidwell. There's 4 straight losses. TRR61723, thank you for the follow. Solid division this year, very competitive. Yeah, it is. It is. I like seeing that. We win 9-7. Get a little bit of offense here. Bichette 2 for 5, 4 RBIs. So we get offense from Bichette, Meadows, and Bart in this one. Marcelo Myers averaged down to 221. Not good. Not good. Hauk with 5 shutout innings. Then Bichette makes an error, which leads to 4 unearned runs. I hate Bo Bichette. It's official. I hate Bo Bichette. Why is he exhausted? That's why he's exhausted, because dummy me doesn't have anybody in there to back him up. Oof. Well, I'll take the responsibility for this one. We got to get Rojas and Rafaela back. 33 and 27. We're 5 games out. Anything on the trade block? Michael Brantley. Pick up a Jorge Polanco. How's he doing? He's not hitting. What do his ratings look like? I thought maybe he might be a good platoon bat. Brendan Rodgers. Oh, that defensive rating has slipped, so he's not that value. Frazier, empty contact. Cronenworth, he's making $11 million. Yeah, there's not really anything here. Verdugo's probably the best option, but the outfield isn't really where we need the help. I mean, to be fair, we need help pretty much everywhere. Our offense is a mess right now. Yeah, not much on the trade block at the moment. So we get Rafaela back in 5 days. We're still unknown on Rojas. Any minor leaguers in need of a promotion? I don't know. It's a good question. Let's look. So in double A, we got Wilfredo Veras, who's hitting 365. So I would say he's due. Lloydell Chappelli. I mean, sure, we'll call him up, but I don't really, in fact, we'll disable his promotion as well, given that he's only 23. How's Jake Jaloff doing? He was our first draft pick. He's hitting the ball pretty well. I mean, maybe he's the answer at third. Maybe we move him up. We'll see how he does. I mean, either Veras. I mean, Veras is just as good as Bichette at third, and so is Jaloff. So maybe Jaloff is that guy if he can continue to improve here a little bit. And his bat's not far off from what we're getting out of Bichette. So maybe we just look to move Bo. Jared Kelly has seen some growth as of late. He hasn't been particularly good. Nobody else there that I'm concerned about. Well, I guess we can. Nobody in high A ball. Cerna, is he still? Yeah, 6.03 ERA, so he's going to stay there. Arias hasn't hit enough. Rookie ball hasn't started yet, right? No, and I guess it did. It has started. Chance Mako. They'll probably call him up shortly, but the high work ethic there is nice. Yeah, not much. Not much. And our prospects aren't doing all that well. All right. We got game 3 against the Mets. There's another 14-0. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points. Stowers 2 for 6, 4 RBIs. Or Rosarena 3 for 5, 4 RBIs. Kike 4 hits. Marcelo Meyer has a couple RBIs. Rodriguez with a 3-run homer. Even Kashiwabara gets into the act with 3 runs scored. Dylan Cease, 7 shutout innings. That's nice to see. I don't know that we're getting to the end of July, but we will see. Rojas eligible to come off the DL. Love it. All right. I kind of want to leave Rodriguez up just because he's hitting a little bit. Oh, Leon's hitting too. Oh, wait, no, he's not. I take that back. Leon will go to the minor leagues. Miguel Rojas will come back up, and we will stick him right back into the lineup at shortstop. And what position are we missing here? Center field? Oh, right. He can play second. I don't know why I look at it like this. So maybe we go Kike. No, because we got left. Yeah, so we'll move him to center. He'll go to right. And then Rodriguez will come in and play second base against lefties. Against righties, do I really want to take Kike out of the lineup? He's raking against righties, so I don't know that I really want to take him out of the lineup. But yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, we'll be able to find plenty of opportunities for Hernandez to play here. Yeah, he's going to play 3 days a week against righties. And then Parker Meadows. He's already going in as a defensive replacement. I think we put him in as a defensive replacement for Kike instead. All right, that's good. Arizona now for 3 games, followed by Atlanta. I mean, we're hanging in there with Detroit. Only 4.5 out. 5.5 out. I shouldn't have said anything. Get Rafaela back in a couple of days, which will be nice. So our lineup will be complete. And we'll have all of our defensive players in the right positions. We win 7-2. Hernandez with 3 runs knocked in. A Rosarena up to 13 home runs. Randy leads the team in home runs on the year. 525 slugging, 906 OPS. Where did this come from all of a sudden? Freed 5 2/3 gets the win. We'll get Sedane back tomorrow. All right, there's Rafaela. So who goes to the minor leagues now? I think it's Rodriguez. All right, so now we got to reset our lineups here. What's the best option? So we were doing... Rafaela out in center. Yeah, he was in center. He was in right. He's at second. I'm fine with that. Shit's terrible. We're gonna end up trading him, I think. Yeah, I mean maybe we dip into the minors and we just go ahead and go with Rodriguez at third or one of the other young players we have down in AAA. Can we get anything? We can bring in Seiya Suzuki. Just spent like 3 seasons trying to get rid of him over on the north side. I mean, Alex Verdugo. I don't know. I mean, he gives us that contact, but when we bring in Verdugo, what do we do with him? And he wouldn't play defensively over anybody we have out there. I don't think I'm crazy about that. I mean, what if we retained the remainder of his 7.4? Let's just see. I mean, we may do nothing with him for now, but I just want to see what options are there. Because we have the money, so it's not about trying to free up money this year. Nico Horner. Austin Meadows. We can bring in Austin Meadows. Bruins are 5 minutes away from history, guys. To me, this is a big deal. Big deal. NHL record for wins in a season. They're up 4-3. Yeah. All right, we're just going to hold on to Bichette for now. All right, so we're set. Let's keep simming along here. Verdugo wouldn't be, but where would I play him? That's, I guess, my issue. We lost again. Where would I play him, though? I mean, who sits? I guess Stowers, maybe? All right, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Problem is we're replacing like a fan favorite and popular player in Bo Bichette with a disruptive Alex Verdugo, right? Yeah, he's well known. Excuse me, but he's putting up a 608 OPS. If we can get them to retain about 50%, 60%. Yeah, he's not sure, so we might be able to, and we'll look in a second, Jared. It's mostly Aaron Nola, but you can't see me right now because we're in an ad. So hold on. So what if we do this? Yeah, I'm not giving up. Wait for the ads to finish. Yeah, Doctor. I know. Maybe flip Stowers for relief help or use him as a fourth outfielder. The problem is, we'll see here as soon as the ads finish. We got one ad left. 14 seconds. Do this. No. All right. You gotta pay for that broadband sum. It's not my ad. It's GM Games. I have no control over it. I'm just a vessel. The Bruins just scored again. Let's go, Pavel Zacha. Bruins are about to set NHL history. So when I offer up Verdugo for Bichette with the contracts basically even, they want Appleby, Davis, Serna, or Wallner in return, and I'm not prepared to do that. So we'll wait a little bit. I think we might get some more offers as we get into July, but we'll keep an eye on it. I'm content moving Bichette, and then we can just go to either Wilfred Veras or Jake Joloff, whoever's hitting better at the time, or we could go to Jose Rodriguez as well. I mean, probably can't play third with that arm, but we'll figure it out. All right, we got a doubleheader today against Atlanta. Let's see what happens. Oh, Jaron, you wanted to take a look at the Tigers. I'll show you in a second. So we win 1 out of 2. Tigers are getting it done with Aaron Nola in his 11-3, 1.78 ERA on the season, on pace for a casual 9.5 WAR and 261 innings pitched this season. The Yankees are going to make him pitch his arm off, but that's fine. He's getting it done. And then Teoscar Hernandez and Riley Green have been elite. Somehow, they're 4th in the American League in runs scored, with Spencer Torkelson in his 195 batting average, batting leadoff. That's how they're getting it done. We won 5-0 here. Who got the start? Tanner Houck continues to pitch well. Patino and Meyer. Our bullpen's starting to come along a little bit, which is nice. Marcelo has a couple of hits. Atlanta again today. 5-3 loss. We're now in 3rd place. We've fallen half a game behind the White Sox. We're only 5 games up only half a game up in the wild card. The Royals now 4-0 shadows out Cease. It was Freed. 8 1/3 shutout for Dylan Cease. His best start of the year. Raphael is back. He homers. Wallner picks up his 11th. At average is really light, but he's actually, all said and done, not that far off from where he was last season. Needs to pick it up a little bit, but not that far off from where he was a year ago. So we got a 4-game series, 4-game series in Kansas City. Brash on the hill today. Yeah, Sharon, our offense is bad. Our offense is really, really bad. We're 11th in the American League in runs scored. Our pitching has been up and down, but it's still in the top 2 or 3 in the league. Rafaela with another home run. Brash pitches 5, shutout. Raylan Perez has come in, done a really nice job since we brought him off the injured list. We're 3rd in runs against. We're below average defensively, and we're abysmal offensively. So, why is Rojas batting 3rd? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Rosarena is probably our number 3 hitter now. No, we're going to go back to this, I think. Stowers or Rosarena, Meyer, I think is what we're going to do. Yeah, Marcelo's not hitting great, but against righties, his numbers aren't terrible. I'm disappointed in Kashiwabara. He hasn't developed at all. Like, these were his ratings when we signed him, and he hasn't developed at all. I was hoping for a little bit of pop from him against lefties, and so far nothing. So, all right, so game 3 against Kansas City. It's 3 straight wins, so that's nice to see. Wallner with a couple of hits. Raphael has come back hot. Look at that. 6 for his last 11. A couple of home runs. Wallner 2 for 4. Kike. Kikuchi pitched today. Oh, because we had a doubleheader last week, so that must have thrown everything off kilter. But he was fine. All right, so last game of the road trip in Kansas City as we look for the 4-game sweep. We don't get it. We lose 5-4 at home against Cleveland now. Bruins are 20 seconds away from NHL history. Sorry, I'm just paying attention to what's going on out there. They did it. 63 victories for the Bruins this season. That's an NHL record. Let's go. Love it. All right. Cleveland for 3 games now. So let's see how this series goes. We're getting close to July, so we're getting close to that important draft and deadline stuff. It's back-to-back losses after 3 straight wins. That seems to be the way things go for us. Win a couple, lose a couple, win a couple, lose a couple. We've now lost 3 in a row after winning 4 in a row. We don't get swept. We win 4-3. Stowers has 3 hits. Meadows has 3 hits. Fried goes 6. We got Kansas City again. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about our offense. I don't know that firing our hitting coach would necessarily do anything. What am I doing? I wanted to go here. I mean, he literally gets along well with all of our players. He handles development outstanding. He's outstanding at teaching hitting. So yeah, I don't know. Does Boston have the points record too? I think so. I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know because points have been worth different things in previous years, so I don't really know. I'm not sure. I do know that no team has ever won 63 games before. 13-0 shutout over Kansas City. So occasionally our offense comes to play. It shows up. We get home runs from Kashiwabara, Bichette, Davis. Meyer drives in 3. Davis with 3 RBIs. Bichette with 3 RBIs. Matt Brash not able to go the full 5. Patino gets the win. Game 2 against Kansas City. Another victory over. If we just play the Royals all year, we'd be fine. Rosarena, 2 hits, 3 runs scored. He homers. Joey Bart finally hits his first home run of the season. He's been dreadful. Maybe that's an upgrade. Maybe we look for an upgrade at catcher because we're not going to replace Rojas at short, given the defense and the contract. Bichette is worth trading because he's been bad offensively. He's been terrible defensively. Wallner has been fine with the bat, I guess. We're not going to, Davis hasn't been great. Meyer hasn't been, I guess technically any position is replaceable, right? Depending on what's on the trade block. But we'll keep going here. So we win 2-1. We lose Kike for a week. 2-1 and 12. Stowers with a walk-off. Bichette homers in the 9th to send it to extras. Houck pitches 5. Our bullpen was dominant. 9 games over 500 now. Texas. And I set the game to save every month just because I didn't feel like accidentally having the game crash on us. We lose 8-7 finishing the month. Moran gets a little worse. How's he doing? He's been really bad. All right, before we do anything else, let's before we do anything else, let's get him out of this role. In fact, do we have somebody? Yeah, we do have somebody we can call up. Frazier Ellard will come up. He's been good down in AAA. So we'll make him the setup along with Eric Getty, and then the rest of our bullpen has been fine. And our starting pitching is fine too. Those numbers are, Meyer is diagnosis pending. We may have to send him to the injured list here as well soon. Let's look at the rest of the player development before we look at that trade from the Red Sox. Raffaella gets worse. That's not good. He's hitting a little bit. How's he doing defensively? He's been fine defensively at every position. Serna overall drops to a 20. But again, the ratings are still... In fact, the stuff is up to a 50 now. Chance Mako. Not good. Cesarez gets worse because of course he does. Trade proposal from the Red Sox. They want to send us Williams Rodriguez and Yoelin Cespedes, getting Xavier Fernandez and Eric Hernandez. Okay, so a bullpen arm that will never develop. And Yoelin, I think it's Yoelin, right? He's 19 years old. mean, it's a nothing deal, so I'm not really worried about it. Trevor Story, the American League Hitter of the Month. Wow, he's having himself a year. Juan Soto in the NL. Jacob Cravey, Pitcher of the Month in the American League, and Tyler Glasnow in the NL. Jacob Cravey is your Rookie of the Month, and Zach Maxwell. All right, so it's July 1st. We're 43 and 34. Brown Bag Mulligan, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So we're 11th in runs scored. We're second in runs against. Our defense has been bad. So who's been, I mean, we know Bichette's been bad defensively. Other than that, is there anybody else who's been just a mess? Rafaela's been good. Rojas has been good. We know what we're getting out of Meadows. Rosarena's been good. Kashiwabara, his zone rating's not good. His efficiency's been fine. Wallner's fine. Marcelo's been slightly below average. Kike's not been great. Stowers hasn't been great. Bichette's been terrible. Davis has been bad frame-wise, but that's why we have Joey Bart. So it's really Bichette. Bo Bichette is an anchor. Bo Bichette is just the anchor of our team, offensively and defensively. One more point to tie, 2 to beat their own team? That can't be right. What can we do with Bo Bichette here? Bring back Luis Robert. I mean, that doesn't feel like a terrible deal. Petey Halpin. He's got some contact. Starting AAA for us. See what other options are there first, but Ryan Murphy looks okay. Canadians. I'm excited too. So that Canadians team that's got to be one of the 70s Canadians teams, right? Man, I have been a Bruins fan since I followed hockey, and it was right around that time. It was right before that, FK, and it was kind of the Rick Middleton years of the early 80s was when I started really following the Bruins, and hockey has become my favorite sport since that point. So I love me some bees. So I'm right there with you. Roansy Contreras? Nope. Cal Raleigh? I mean, get another catcher who can't hit. I mean, this version of Cal Raleigh is an incredibly valuable player, right? 29 home runs, but he's hitting $127. Wilson Contreras, but I don't want to take on that contract. Oh, yeah? Fun fact, my aunt dated Derek Sanderson back in the 70s when Derek was in his cocaine-fueled years. So I'm thinking... Was it? It was Cleveland, right? I'm thinking we just go Petey Halpin. Okay, so they're willing to give us... Well, considering my aunt passed away in like 1984, not many people, truth be told. Yeah, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson is what I grew up watching the Bruins on WSBK TV 38 in Boston. All right, so they're willing to give us Bichette with no money retained for Petey Halpin, which means let's see what else we can get from Cleveland. And I don't mind making a deal with somebody. You're fine, man. I was 5 when she passed away or something, so I don't even remember her. But yeah. Chorio. Wow, that's just a brutal. Wow. I want Bronny Munoz. He was only rated a 40, so I thought maybe, there was something there, but what if we just take him? No, I'm wasting your time. All right, so you'll give us Halpin. Saban Parker's the number 24 prospect in baseball, really. Jose Cedeno. Yeah, you guys don't have a lot, do you? What do I want to look at? Tolentino. Alamon. That gives us a little bit of depth. Yeah, right. NS. That's what I thought too. That's not what I expected to see when I saw the potential. Yeah, Josh, you're fine, man. Nothing to apologize for. All right, so we'll use our one make this work now on this deal to see what it would take. And cool. It'll take not much. You want a 21-year-old closer? You can have him. So Bo Bichette is going to get traded to Cleveland, and we're hoping that Bichette does for Cleveland what he did for us, right? Which is play terrible defense and play terrible offense. We'll bring in Petey Halpin, who's not a great defensive outfielder. Truth be told, he's not really a great defender at all. But, I mean, his profile says he could probably bat leadoff with that contact and with that batting eye and avoid K. So I'm fine with that. Just go ahead and get rid of Bichette because he's friggin' terrible. Halpin, we will put in AAA. And which third baseman is doing better in AAA so far? 283, 340, 543 for Jaloff, who I'm leaning towards just because the other one's hurt, isn't he? Yeah, Varys is hurt. So we're going to call up our first overall pick, Jake Jaloff, and we're going to stick him in the lineup at third base and see how he performs. Why is Henry Davis tired? He's a designated hitter. All right, let's see how that goes. All right, July 1st. Let's do some simming. We'll get up to the draft. We're 7.5 games out of first. We're right in the wild card hunt, though. There we go. We beat Cleveland. We move ahead of Cleveland with a 6-0 win over Texas. Jaloff 1 for 5 in his debut. Really, I'm just hoping he plays good defense, right? That's the hope here, is that he just plays good defense for us. He can't really be any worse offensively than Bichette was. So if he can play good defense, that right away makes him a better option for us. Rafaela had 3 hits. Stowers and Kashiwabara both homer. Fried goes 8 shutout. We got DeGrom now. Has saved the offense. I just don't want him to be a drag like Bichette was. I wasn't expecting a lot of power out of Bichette, but I was expecting, a 270, 280 batting average with, 15 to 20 home runs, and he was just awful. All right, Brash on the mound here against DeGrom as we look to go 10 games over 500. We can't. We lose. We got Cease now looking to even his record at 5-5. Just thinking about it. We lose again. Back-to-back losses. He only wanted us to play 500 balls, so he's happy with what we're doing there. He's good with our progress. Again, I don't really care about any of that. We are going to re-sign our coaches, top 100 prospects. We have Cesares and Caleb Appleby's up to number 9 now. I mean, he's out for the year, but we have 2 top 10 prospects. So we started. This is probably, I complain about our prospects, but the reality is that when this playthrough started, we were dead last. We were 30th in the in the majors in our minor league rankings. We're now 3rd. So can't complain too much. Park factors. It's a hitter's park if I remember correctly. A home run park. The home run park, everything else is slightly below average, but yeah, I don't know if firing our hitting coach is the right option since we just signed him last season. But I mean, we can see what else is available. We could bring in Joey DeMonte. I mean, he has a good relationship with 3 of our young players and excellent with everybody else. Ben Johnson, we had him and we got rid of him. Sean Murphy with patience. Maybe Sean Murphy. I like the patience because DeMonte's a contact guy. Murphy is a patience guy. Handles development decently. He's legendary at teaching hitting. Maybe we give Sean Murphy a chance and we fire our hitting coach. Let's give it a whirl. Sure. It's not working right now. All right. Fired our hitting coach. There's an 8-4 win. Hitting coach knows he's getting fired, and the offense puts up 8. Wallner 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Kashiwabara drives in a pair. Hernandez, Henry Davis have 2 hits. Rojas has 3 hits. Kikuchi is 5-0. Game 2 against San Francisco. There's another win. So we went 8-4 and 5-0 in the first 2 games. Hernandez hits his 8th. Rojas up to 236, which is nice. I mean, if he hits 200, I'm fine with it, given what he's bringing defensively. Detmer's 4-9. Pitches 6 shutout. We look for the sweep here against the Giants. We don't get it. Yeah, we've had real trouble closing teams out, right? Like we're up and down. I mean, we are an up and down team, but we haven't played under 500 baseball in any single month yet. So I don't know. I guess if we can just keep playing 1 or 2 games over 500 every month, that puts us in a decent position. All right. So we got Houston coming up for 3. Where are the Astros? Just want to see what we're dealing with here. 42 and 44. Okay. 42 and 44. Game 1. It's Matt Brash on the hill. We win 5-2. Meyer 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Jaloff with his first 2 big league runs knocked in this one. Kike has 3 hits. Brash continues to pitch really, really well. Raylan Perez has been just unbelievable since we brought him back up off of his rehab assignment. A 4.86 ERA plus. Lance McCullers Jr. against Dylan Cease today. Still looking to get it to that 10 game over 500 mark, and we finally do it here. So we score 5 runs in the first game with our new hitting coach and 9 runs in our second game with the new hitting coach. Small sample size, but looking good so far. Wallner with his 13th home run. Stowers 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Cease pitches 7 shutout. We look for the sweep again. Let's see if we can sweep. We've had trouble closing out sweeps where we'll win 2 and then lose 1. It happens again. We lose 3-4, 4-3 in 10 innings. We got 1 game. We'll play the game against Baltimore, and it'll kick us to the draft. We lose 2 in a row. Yeah, so it's, we play good baseball, and then lose. 14th in runs scored first. In second in runs against. Our starters have the best ERA. Our defense has gotten better since everyone's come back healthy, which isn't a surprise. So, pitching and defense. Maybe pitching and defense can take us to the playoffs. We'll see. But right now, we have the draft. We are picking 16th. Let's see what we got. I haven't even looked. Is it a decent draft? I guess let's just go. It doesn't even matter, right? Like we look at some of these names and we're not going to get any of these players. So let's just see. All right. So all the good players are gone. And I've been terrible at drafting, so I don't even know where to begin. It's just awful, man. Awful. Austin Kellner is one of those 2-way players, but he's not quite as good in this one as he is in the Cubs playthrough. It's an awful draft. 18 years old. I just don't want to take another 18-year-old. I just don't. Tavian Vaughns. I mean, this may literally be a draft where we don't sign our first round pick. Maybe trade for a legit closer. Yeah, I'll take a look at that after the draft. I don't know what to do here. This is just brutal. Schubart. Ugh. This is really, really bad. Wow. Who do they think we should take? They think we should take the third baseman who's going to end up being terrible. I think we just take Kellner and just be done with it. High leader, loyalty, adaptability, intelligence, low greed. He has the ability to potentially be a two-way player. I think he's just the highest ceiling guy in this draft. I think we're just going to go Boston Kellner. Sign him for a couple $1 million and call it a day. What else we got? Caminiti, another potential two-way player. I think we just do that. Take Caminiti, take Kellner, and see if one of them can develop into something kind of worthwhile. Let's immediately start looking at fielding. Elgin Bennett. He's good defensively, good speed. He's 21. College kid. He's never going to hit enough, but low work ethic. Gavin Turley doesn't look terrible. Low work ethic, but he doesn't look awful. I guess we can take a flyer on Gavin. I mean, that's not a terrible way of looking at it, Josh. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's not a terrible way of looking at it. But you're right. I mean, if they don't develop as a hitter, maybe they develop as a pitcher or vice versa. Yuck. 22 years old. Ryan Bojwani. Kobe. Here you go. Giovanni Colasante. He's got some home run pop in his bat, high work ethic, decent speed, probably a second baseman or third baseman, but sure. Look for two-way players. Yes. I mean, we'll do that. The first two picks were two-way players, but let's see what we got. Max Bellew, Dylan Adkins. So you got one right there. He's not really a two-way player. Well, I guess technically he is. The bat is okay, but he's a really bad pitcher. I think we can take Schubart here. Yep. Papano is another one. We'll look at him, assuming he's still there. He is. I mean, I guess. OSA likes some more than us, so sure. It's 900K. I don't want to spend the money on him. I won't spend the money on him. So fielding ratings. We got any good catchers? Anson Arrows, 60 ability. This is brutal. Wow. No knuckleballers. Sorry, Josh. Circle change. We've got one player with a circle change. I guess it's just a terrible draft. Jaden Varner. Nope. Cooper Dossett. We'll take Cooper. I always take Cooper. He develops every now and again. That's not a name I mind. Doom OG, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Brock Blatter. Sullivan Bracken. Let's just go to batting. We may be done. I may be done with the with this draft right now. Adkins, unless he wants. Okay, he's impossible, so we won't take him. Sure, we'll take Zach Stewart, and then that's going to be it. This is an awful draft. You don't know what Jose Trevino is on in your Yankee sim, but he's 33 and he wants a 6-year, $22 million a year extension. Did you? One thing that I've noticed about Out of the Park 24 is that unless you mess with the inflation rates, you'll start to see players asking. I have an offline save that I'm doing where I kind of see how the game develops over the years, and I'm about 10 or 12 years into a save, and I got players asking for $60 and $70 million a year. So check your inflation numbers and see where those are. And if you see your numbers are a little bit too high, drop that because it defaults to 1% to 4%. So if you get like 4 straight years of 4% because it's random, like all of a sudden you're going to have, you're set on 1 to 4. Change it to 1 to 2 and see if that changes things. Because if you have 3 or 4 years of a 4% inflation rate, you're going to see those numbers go up because it's random. So, all right, negotiate with draftees. We will, so hopefully Kellner and Caminiti can develop. They're both decent, decent two-way players. I've had zero luck with drafting in Out of the Park 24, at least these first few seasons. So you said look at an actual close. I mean, Caminiti's been okay. What do we have on the trade block? Kevin Gausman on the trade block. Clay Holmes is out there. The early 30s, in the early 2030s, or in their early 30s? Because I know in the save that I did, Cam Collier was playing for the Reds, and he was signed to like a $640 million contract. He was making like $63.5 million a year or something. Gausman wants making 23 this year and 23 next. Not that I say not that we need more pitching, but if we could get more pitching, Cease or Davis for Gausman. Gausman's making 23. Missed all of last year. He's pitched well for St. Louis this year. I mean, if we can get... Look at all the injuries, man. Look at all the injuries. Not even close. I mean, Appleby's not going to turn into anything, but I'm super hesitant to move him. Yeah, NS. It was the same one. It was the same save. It was my offline Red Sox save. So what I did is I went back and I started over, and I changed inflation down to 1% to 2% to see how it worked out. I assume it'll work out a little bit better. Players to make that work. What if we retained 25%? Let's just... So Cease or Davis. I mean, I don't mind the idea of Gausman. I just don't want to get raked over the coals for him. What do they have out? What's available from an offensive perspective? Andy Diaz? 10 and then a $12 million option. I would almost be willing to trade Diaz for Wallner if they would have any interest in that. They like the deal. They like that deal straight up. Okay. Trying to offer a pitcher an extension before arbitration, and he wants an 11-year deal. Yeah, Mortal. I would. I have to think that that is the inflation number, kind of jacking with you a little bit. I have to think that that's an artificial inflation thing. OOTP is predicting our economy. Yeah. Um, Diaz can play third as well. It's passable at third base. That's a really good bat. That's our leadoff hitter. So what if we take Wallner out and I don't want to give anybody off my major league roster. That's the issue. I would probably just send Jaloff back down to AAA. So let's go here and let's start with players we don't care about, I guess. Christopher Morel and Adam Hazley. Okay, so they want. I'd be fine at 50%. Okay, let's submit. Okay, all right. So I think Yandy Diaz is in the pitcher's defense. He has 100. Oh, you play with. You playing with 20 to 80 with no maximums. That's insane. That's like it's like RJ Mayer and his defensive ability, right? Lloyd L. Chappelli, does that do anything? No. Okay, so this sounds like this might be a Wallner thing, but maybe. I feel like I'm okay with that because Wallner's not that good, right? I mean, he's not that good. They're willing to take him. With 80% retained straight up. And of course, Tampa's got prospects. Brock Jones, really good defensively. Bat's not quite there yet. I don't know if it ever gets there. Cooper Kinney. $20 to $80 with show higher than max, yeah. So what else can we get from the Rays? Well, that's why they're trading Diaz. They got Kyle Manzardo, who's an absolute animal. That is crazy. Look at that development. Altuve. Wouldn't mind an Estuary Ruiz coming over. Brandon Lowe. Davis. I mean, if we can figure out a way to get Diaz and Lowe, just adding names to this without even really looking at it at this point. This offer isn't good enough. We're close. Wallner, Chappelli, Halpin. I don't really want to give him up. But it's got to be Cease or Davis in order to make that work. Main insanity so far is Washington drafted a left fielder who's already 75 or 80. That's insane. I want to make this work. Pick up Diaz and Lowe. What do I have to give up? Okay, I mean, I would be okay with this. Wallner, Chappelli, Veras, and Kelly for Diaz with 80% retained and Brandon Lowe. Okay. And now he comes back and he wants Arrighetti, Raffaella, Appleby, Serna, or Brash. You can't have that. But I'm not against trading one of my bullpen arms. Not against trading one of the bullpen arms. Not Arrighetti, not Cam Robinson. Brash is a starter, so that doesn't, not trading him. Let's try that. You like the no cutoff ratings? It shows how good each player actually is. It doesn't limit certain skills to an 80 cap. I know, don't they have one that's low and one that's low? Like I couldn't, I don't remember which one is which. So you're fine to correct me. I have no problem with that. But one is low and one is low, if I remember correctly. So that actually makes it worse. So we add Louis Patino to that deal, and it actually makes it worse. That's good to know. So let's remove Patino. And let's add, I don't want to add Raylan Perez because he's been so good. Norge Vera. Nope. I don't know that I can make this happen. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Hey, commercials. Yeah, Josh Lowe and Brandon Lau. Yeah, I knew. We know they will do this straight up. Let's wait for the ads to end. Josh's brother is Nate Lowe from the Rangers, who was also a Rays player. Too many lows in Tampa Bay. Yes, I agree. Wait for the ad to finish. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is I think I'm going to make this deal Yandy Diaz with 80% retained for Matt Wallner, and then we will go back to Tampa and see about picking up Brandon Lau. I think that's the plan here. So let's complete this deal. Fans don't like the fact that Matt Wallner's gone, but they like the fact that we bring in Yandy Diaz, and he immediately becomes our leadoff hitter. And we have a team option on him for next season. So as long as those ratings are maintain, we have our leadoff hitter. We move him up in the lineup. Move Stowers down here. Diaz, 65 eye and discipline, 75 avoid K. He is 33, but we have him for this year at 10, potentially next year at 12. And how's Kike doing? I mean, he's putting up a 350 on base percentage. But I still think we go Diaz, Kike in the 2 hole. Got a Rosarena there. Jaloff still not hitting. How's he doing defensively? A little below average, but still better than what we were getting out of Bobichette. Yeah, the on base upside from Andy is nuts. So hopefully that helps the offense a little bit, right? Get that leadoff man on base and get him on, get him over, get him in, kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes here for a few days, and then we'll talk to the Rays again about Lau and see if we can make something happen there. We lose our first game after picking up Yandy. 9 games out of first place. We have the last wild card spot here. There's another loss. I don't know what to do. All-Star game in the American League. Aaron Nola 12-3 with a 1.90. We didn't have a single starting pitcher make the All-Star team. You say Kikuchi made it. Yandy Diaz is an All-Star for the White Sox. Look at Randy Arozarena. This has been quite a transition for Randy, given how bad he was last season. 614 OPS, 71 OPS plus. This year already an 850 OPS, 132 OPS plus. On pace for a 2020 season. He's been really, really good. We, however, have lost 2 straight games, and we are now 48-42, and a bunch of games out of first place. 10 games out of first place. 6.5 behind, or 3.5 behind the Guardians. 48-42. We're a game and a half up on the Twins for that final wild card spot. Detroit with the 2 top hitters in the American League. All right, so all of our players signed their contracts. Kellner and Caminiti will just disable on both of them. Set them both up as 2-way players. All right. So we got Seattle, who I think are leading the National or the American League West right now. 52-37. Yep. Yeah, we got a game and a half lead on the Twins for that final wild card spot. We've lost 4 straight games. We're taking on the top team in the West in Seattle, and then we go to Cleveland. So this could be a very important stretch of games for us here. 4 straight losses. Make it 5. Finally, 7-2 victory. Marcelo Meyer with a grand slam. Grand slam off of Severino in the 7th. Kashiwabara hits his 9th. Cease picks up his 6th victory of the year. Trade block. Oh. It's been really bad this year. There's no way to make this happen, right? Yeah, he exercises 10-5. So let's go back to Tampa. Did they trade him? Oh, no, there he is. I don't think we're picking up Lau. That's fine. Get a couple days closer to the deadline here. 49-43. We get our 50th win of the year. We can. A 4-0 shutout. There's Yandy. Look at that. 375 batting average since coming to the team. Kike has 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Kashiwabara homers again. Davis hits his 14th. Davis hasn't been particularly good. And the reality is that if he's only going to be a DH, I don't know if that's enough. So let's do do this. Would like. There are no decent hitting catchers in the league, right? Stevenson and Campusano. Yeah, two players we're not going to get. What if we do that? Let's go pick ourselves up an Adley Rushman. Look at Bo Naylor. Where'd that come from? Will Smith. Yeah, I'd like to see if we can get a young bat. Trade young bat for young bat. I don't know if that's going to be Vinny Pasquantino. Kansas City have any interest in trading us Vinny? Can't imagine they would, but really. Okay, so our scout hates this deal. I wasn't anticipating that. I was not anticipating that. So what else can we do? Does he really have that much value? Because this feels like an absolute yes, don't be dumb, just make the trade. So let's just do this real quick and let's just see. Okay, so it's not Corbin Carroll. Ooh, Brian Bello. Or Brian, excuse me. He's good too. But if we're going to do this, I want a bat back. Really? Why doesn't Henry Davis have more value than this? I don't understand what I'm seeing. I don't understand what I'm seeing. I mean, it seemed like the computer was okay giving me Pasquantino and Bo Naylor. We could get Nolan Gorman and maybe Lars Nootbaar. Poor defensive rate, it's fine. I just stick him at DH. This is crazy, right? Like, I'm not like. I mean, can we get like a Nootbaar and Gorman thing going on? This seems insane to me. Okay, you need a bit more. What is a bit more? What does a bit more mean to you? So if I make this deal, Gorman probably goes to third. Reality. That means we can send Jaloff back down. I feel like I have to make this work. I know they wanted to get rid of his contract. Is taking the contract on do anything? No. Okay. Please offer a little bit more. So let's submit it because it says a little bit more. So I don't have a player that makes that work, but you're telling me you only want a little bit more. Like, I don't understand it. All right. So here's the thing. Like, we can make this happen. That makes us better. I mean, Newtbar is a better hitter than Davis is. He's a better defensive player than Newtbar or than Henry Davis is. You think cash will work? How much cash you want? You want $10 million? That's $100 million, right? No, that's Henry Davis and Yusei Kikuchi for Lars Nootbaar, Nolan Gorman. So if I really, I'm trying to come up with a reason in my head not to do this. Is there a reason that I don't do this trade? Nolan Gorman becomes our third baseman. He's not great defensively. Nootbaar can play left. He can play DH. I can't think of a reason not to make this. What if we pull some cash out? What if we do $4 million? And you say Kikuchi. Does that change anything? On the right track. What about 5? No, we're going to hang on to Johnny Ray. He looks fun. Cool. Guys, is there any reason I don't make this trade? Henry Davis, Yusei Kikuchi, JJ Muno, and $7 million for Lars Nootbaar and Nolan Gorman. Any reason I don't make this deal? We pick up a pair of players who hit 30 home runs last season. I'm just going to make it. You guys can tell me after the fact. This feels like the right deal. Yeah. Okay. So we wanted to improve our offense. We just improved our offense, bringing in Nolan Gorman and Lars Nootbaar. Oh, cool. Who goes to the minors? I think it's Kashi Wabara because he's been bad. I call up a pitcher. We'll call Cantorino up. Or Moran, how's he doing down in AAA? Hasn't pitched long. We'll let him stay down there for now. Yeah, we'll call up Cantorino. What's the lineup look like after? I don't know. That's what we're going to figure out right now. In fact, we are going to clear the lineups completely, and we're going to start over. All right. So our new look lineup still has Yandy Diaz at the top of the lineup. Probably at first. Or is Gorman better at first? I think Gorman is better at first, so Diaz is our DH. Our number 2 hitter. Our number 2 hitter is, I think, going to be Newt Barr. I want to go righty, lefty, righty if I can. So who's our number 3 hitter? Rosarena, because he's had the best season for us. Nolan Gorman will be our number 4 hitter. We put Rafaela in at the 5. I don't know. He isn't hitting that well. Kike in the number 5 slot? Or do we put somebody else in the 2 hole and move Nootbaar down? No, I think we'll bet Kike 5th. Where's Kike going to play? I didn't even think about this. Kike doesn't have a position now. Or do we do Kike at first? No. Gorman at 3rd. Kike at first. Like that. Yeah, we'll change the lineups against lefties. I agree. Meyer now at 2nd. Rafaela in center. Rojas, and we still need an improvement, I think, at catcher. But I think that's a much better offense, right? I mean, that's a much, much better offense. Yeah, we definitely need some work at catcher. Diaz will come in every 3rd game and play there, so then Stowers can come in every 3rd game and play DH. Gorman every 10th game, I guess, at 2nd. Rafaela backing up at 3rd and short. No. Jaloff should be backing up at 3rd. Play him once a week. We are just going to copy the lineup and paste it in here, but we're going to make some changes. All right. So against lefties, yeah, Gorman and Nootbaar both. I don't want to say they have extreme splits. Like Nootbaar's obviously isn't as good, but that's still not terrible. Kike up. How's Jaloff against lefties? Not bad. Gorman, not quite as good. Yeah, we're kind of left-handed heavy, but that's all right. Meyer's actually not terrible against lefties. So we're going to bet Nootbaar 4th. We'll bat Rafaela 5th, Meyer 6th, Gorman 7th. And then Jaloff, get him in there every 3rd game against lefties. Same thing here, Diaz, and then Stowers. Okay. I think that looks all right for now. All right. So that's a huge trade. What does that do for fan interest? Just out of curiosity. Up to an 85. Wow. Okay. Revenue per game is up 33%. Salaries, that is going to add a little bit of money as Lars is expected to make a lot of money next season. Same thing with Gorman. We are going to get Rojas off the books at $10 million, but we may have some decisions to make with some of these players. Like maybe we non-tender Patino at $5 million, given he's only pitched 35 innings this season. But it's a problem for next year. So let's sim a couple of days, see how this new look offense. Yeah, I took a slight fan interest bump for trading Davis, and then I got more back bringing in Nootbaar. All right, so let's see how this new look lineup goes. Game 1 at Cleveland. Probably going to score 1 run. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Of course. Hip and Knee Doc, thank you for the follow. Game 2 now against Cleveland, as we're now 4.5 behind the Guardians for that second place in the Central. There's a 4-1 win. Yandy hitting 417 since we picked him up. Rosarena, a couple hits. Gorman's still looking for his first hit as a member of the squad. Detmers goes 8. Let's get through this Cleveland series, and then we'll see about picking up a catcher or 12 and 20 in one-run games. That's so bad. Cantorino long relief. He's blown 8 saves. What do I want to do at closer? Let's see what's available. Oh, God, it's 8:45. All right. I'm going to keep going here. Well, Christopher Richard Ferrant, thank you for the follow. So we score 1 run, 4 runs, and no runs in the 3-game series against Cleveland. So, yeah, our offense is right where it was. Right where it was. This game is bothersome. Pitching ratings. Alvarado, he was a closer a couple of years ago. He's making $9 million. I'm not paying him any of that. I would still really love Gaussman, honestly. I mean, yeah, that's not going to work. All right, let's... Alvarado? What are his splits like? Jose Alvarado, maybe? Okay, we wouldn't have to give up much. I'd almost be fine giving up Leon. I'd almost be fine giving up Leon. Will they retain? How much will they retain, will I say? Or should I say? Sure, 50% works for me. All right. So there's our closer. So Cantorino can go right back down. Alvarado. We'll make Alvarado our closer now. Cam Robinson can go in maybe as a stopper, see how that works. I mean, it doesn't matter. When you score no runs, you're not going to win. Yeah, Psyche, you're right. You got to check adaptability for trades. You know, I've never thought about that. I played in this game for 15 years, 17 years, and I've never thought about that. You're right. How well somebody adapts will impact how well they are able to deal with trades. And yeah, we've made 2 huge trades, and we are like, what, 1 in 4 since we made those deals? 1 in 3? Made the deals here. So we got San Diego and LA. Let's just see how these series go. At least we're at home. Maybe that'll help. Nope. I mean, I don't understand why our offense is so bad. Trade proposal from the Twins. They want to send us Jose Ruiz and Benny Roebuck for Kashiwabara and Veras. No. All right, so at least we won here. Well, I know it happens. It's just, you know, it's annoying. Nootbaar's hitting 286, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs in his time with us. Gorman isn't. Yandy's hitting over 400. So the 2 of the 3 deadline acquisitions that we made have been fine. Alvarado hasn't pitched for us yet because he hasn't had a save situation. So we're actually now in 4th place, tied with the Twins for that final playoff spot. My hope is that the same thing that happens the last 2 years happens here, is that we play much better in August and September. We win 2 back-to-back games here over San Diego, which is impressive. Rosarena has 2 hits, scores 3 runs. Detmers goes 5 shutout. Then I wanted to look at catcher, right? That was the other thing I wanted to look at was catchers. Abreu is eligible to come off the DL. That's important. But literally, what do I do? Look at my bullpen. Literally, where do I guess we just put him on a rehab assignment for now. Rehab assignment, and then we want to look at catchers. Who's available as a catcher? I know we got Real Muto. Oh, he's not on there anymore. Jonah Heim, Christian Vazquez. That 185 batting average. Texas want to trade us Jonah Heim. Running out of money here, but we may as well spend it, right? We don't have anybody who makes this work. Look at Kellner's he's already out with post-concussion syndrome. I just can't figure it out. All right, so Heim is going to require a lot, and I'm not ready for that. How's Serna doing? Ratings are still, his stats are still bad, but his ratings are actually coming along. His stuff and his movement are better. Yeah, it really is, right? 4 teams over 500. The Tigers playing 660 ball. All right, we got a couple of days here to the deadline. We got the Angels. Can we finish the month strong, please? Nope, we cannot. They want to send us Jake Cronenworth. I'm not interested in Jake Cronenworth. 11th in runs scored. 54 and 48. So we are a game out of the wild card. Right now, we win this one in extras. Look at Lars, 3 for 6 with 4 runs knocked in. He's hitting 281. 4 home runs and 9 RBIs so far. So he is doing well. Gorman is not. Jake Jaloff with his first career home run in the 9th inning to tie the game. Let's go, Jake. You'll love it. Why the game would bat Rojas in the leadoff spot, I don't understand some of the decisions it makes with the lineup in this game, but it is what it is. All right, start the deadline day. Well, you can have a concussion and then suffer from post-concussion syndrome. All right, what do we got? We're not making any more deals from an offensive perspective unless we can find a catcher that it will improve us offensively. I'm fine with Bart's not really that good defensively either. He's like a 55. So I'm just sort of scrolling through here to see what I see. Navarez is hitting pretty well. I mean, maybe that's a deal we can make. Yeah, it looks like a deal we can probably make. McDougal, Random Task has got me in this. Don't trade players who are 6'6". You want Peyton Pallette for Omar Navarez? You 100% sure. That is fantastic. We now have our new starting catcher. Great. So Marchand can be designated for assignment. And Navarez can be called up. Slide into the lineup against righties. And we'll leave Bart in there against lefties. I mean, his ratings aren't that much better, but he's actually hitting this year, so we'll go with that. All right, let's go ahead and sim the last day. We'll take a look at our stats, and then we'll call it an episode. Yep. So we are 5 games above 500 at the end of July, which is better than we've been in any year leading into this at the end of July. This thing Finish up. All right. Now let's see what we got for development. So Freed gets a little worse. That's a little concerning considering we're on the hook for $31 million next season, but it's only next season, so we can deal with it if we have to. Perez gets better. Halpin gets better. That was a nice pickup for us. Ricardo Gomez was a name that kept popping up in trade talks. Batter of the month, Nick York in the National League. Zach Veen. Garrett Cole is your pitcher of the month. Brandon Pfaadt in the National League. Luis Perales, rookie of the month. And Jackson Chorio in the NL. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we made we made some real improvements to our team. But it's not showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, in reality, Rojas has been terrible at shortstop. We're having some. Arozarena again's having a great year. We just brought in Diaz and Kike Hernandez having a good year. Gorman has struggled since coming over. Meyer, the average is super low. Need that contact to improve. I guess I'm optimistic. We have better players than we did when the episode started. From a pitching perspective, Freed's had a really nice year. Detmers, Cease. All of our starters have been pretty good this year. All of sub-4 ERAs. Our bullpen has been terrific. I have to think that with the offensive players we have now that the next 2 months will be pretty good. So that's going to do it, guys. I'm offline. I'm probably going to sim until, I don't know, beginning of September, middle of September, and then my next episode will be kind of the second half. So appreciate those of you who hung with me for the entire 3 hours. I had a good time here tonight. And it's going to do it. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. And I'll see y'all later. See ya. Bye.